Hello, hello. How's everyone doing out there? Peasant Chat, Peasant Chat. We talk to poor people every Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Allergies are kicking, as always, but you know, what else is new in my life? Today, we're going to talk about Texas 2K Saturday and the announcement that Lund Racing put up there that they're out because the 6R80 decided to leave the chat, which is, you know, going to be something they're going to battle with probably forever until the car weighs 2,300 pounds. And that's probably the only thing that's going to save the 6R80 transmission if they decide to keep it going forward, because I just think they're finding limits upon limit upon limit. Once I saw the car going 630s, I was like, man, that 6R80 is seeing about 3,000 horsepower. And that's crazy. That's crazy. It's a 6R80, even though they brought spares and everything. When a transmission lets go, you get the collateral damage, which is, you know, it hits a RPM limiter and it flies up there and it hurts the engine. And that's unfortunately what happened. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about a record being set there for that event, which is a 2JZ 100-pound boost white rice going 590, not just like 599. He went 590. So that tells you that they probably didn't mean to go that deep into the 5.9 range, but because they were in the 6.0 range, a 6.1 range most of the weekend, which is great. I love the fact that they were able to do that. It's just, I'm one of these guys that have to watch things on mute, because when I see someone break a record, right, I hope it's about them. And Peter, even though it's his event, he puts it on, get the fuck off the microphone. Like, just, I get it. It's your event. Like, make it about the racer. Don't make it about you. But whatever. Like, again, it's his event. He can do whatever he wants with it. Well, and you'll see why. Like, you will see what I mean. I have to watch a lot of these events on mute or like the feed, because the announcer is doing a killer job. The guy who is announcing TX2K, whoever he is fantastic. He is great, on point. He's not like that other Fabian dude that was just yelling into the mic. He was actually being a professional announcer like Brian Loans is. And I love when someone is professional, but when someone just yells into the mic, I absolutely am skeeved out by that whole situation. We'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly tells us to do it live.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck, but PMAS doesn't suck. Nick James and PMAS does not suck. And you're going to go there to get your cold air goodies, your do-it-yourself cold airs. All cold airs for Coyote Mustangs all the way up to Gen 3 are the best in the business. Don't even bother researching anyone else. Just get it from Nick James and PMAS and tell them I sent you. Give a bit of a discount. Don't Got Cookies, Don'tGotCookies.com. They're going to be enjoying the beach today. James and Melissa are going to be going to the beach, so they're not going to be here. So shout out to them, Don't Got Cookies. I got some cookies coming in early in the week. Let's see if we can fuck up my diet totally with Don'tGotCookies.com. DNAPormance.com. Your Go Fast Goodie joint for new parts. You're going to buy your injectors. You're going to buy your fuel systems. You're going to buy your wheels, tires. You're going to buy everything and anything exhaust parts from DNAPormance.com. Again, tell them that Amory and YDBT sent you. They might be giving you a bit of a break on the price. Partrum.com. They got a boss motor waiting there for you. Literally waiting for you guys to pick up the God tier Gen 1 engine for $8,400. Check out the fuck's his name? Rob at Partarm.com. Auto Solution. Robbie's on Auto Solution. F-150 game coming up on point. It's got a lot of GT500s running fast. Hopefully he develops an 8-rib kit for the F-150 guys, but the front rib shit I think is going to be an issue long term, so he's got to develop a rear sheath option, in my opinion. And Bellic, that's right, Bellic Industries, BellicIndustries.com, Bellic Industries. If you want to make sure that the ops know that you sell drugs, you're gonna go to Bellic. We're also shouting out Max Out Injury Lawyers, the only lawyer that matters if you get into a car accident or anything like that. He's got some hot chicks working over there. 337-239-6292 if you want Max Out Injury Lawyers to make sure when you T-boned the family while street racing, he might be able to help you out. I mean, I'm not sure he's going to be able to help you out, but it'll be interesting if he does. Also, richprinceusa.com/collections/YDBT. Get your hats, merch for the show. If you want to support the show and get some merch while you're at it, hats, shiesties, Section 8 shirts and hoodies, Section 8 shirts and hoodies are shipping. That's right. The pre-order fulfilled its minimum and they started shipping them. Nice to see. Thank you guys for supporting the channel because I get a nice check at the end of the month. Hush Money shirts and hoodies, ZR50 shirts and hoodies, Booty Juice shirts and hoodies, Elote Juice, Amory, and Save the Manuals Gen 1, 2, 3, GT250, S650, 85 to 86, 87 to 93, 1320 Didios. I got a compliment yesterday. Harbor Freight. The guy stared at my shirt for a long time and he goes, I like your shirt. And I go, do you know what it means? He goes, yeah, like instead of 1320 videos, it's 1320 Didios with baby oil on it. I'm like, very good. Good job. So he understood what was happening because he didn't know who I was, but it doesn't matter. Twin turbocharged. I've been working on this sucker all weekend. This sticker is awesome. I love that. So thank you everyone that supports the channel, whether it's through merchandise, whether it's through Patreon, whether it's through whatever. I appreciate the hell out of you guys. So I want to thank also Joshua. I want to thank him for going out of his way to making an Excel spreadsheet of people that might or might not be going to the potential meet. I'm talking to Gainesville. I'm talking to SGMP. Gainesville is probably going to be the track because just of availability. SGMP is booked out every Saturday. I don't want to make it a Sunday. I don't want to make it a Friday. I don't want to make it a Wednesday. I want to make sure at least 20 people show up and at least 10 cars. I have 3 cars. So I'd probably bring Donnie, Section 8, and the Collier or Collier the Corvette and Donnie or Collier the Corvette and Section 8. But I would bring 3 cars myself to the whole situation if we do make it happen. So we'll see how all that goes. Why isn't the live chat popping up? There it is. We got Monty 540, I'm Hung Solo, D-Rock Fox, Nick Notch, B. Leves, Frank Donahue, Clint Stroke, Alfredo Diaz, Joshua Pete Flowers. That's the guy who's making the Excel spreadsheet. Christopher Dixon, Coyote Kelly, Michael Locks, Big Guns, Corfred Cal, Ted Diaz Jr., Slow _ semi-retired street racer, Yusuf the Wolf, Yusuf again, who's your daddy, Craig Walls, Billy Noonan. I want to ask you some questions and hopefully you're on the chat long enough to answer them because I have some thoughts about that whole situation. Craig Walls, Mark Christensen, MJC Mustang, Dennis Canis, Lupus, Blue Thunder, Nardi Mercado. Man, Nardi Mercado got up on some dickhead haters teeth. I love it. I love hearing, like, don't buy another engine. Fix your fucking mouth. Like, fix your mouth. If you have fucked up teeth and a gum issue, fix that before buying a short block. Alfredo Morales, Z33 Camzilla, Six Hills, Slick 50, Anthony Rafferty, Chemicalster, Dante Rich, My AC is Barking, Joseph Lacey, Blue Thunder, 50 Richie Rich, Cody Lewis, Bowman, It's Just a Spick, Bryson Whip, Boundless Black, Luis Nieves, Nat Jew, Matt Oliver, Brian Drugan, Josh Roy, Mercury Motorsports, 50 Les Woods, Lacey, oh my goodness. Jaywalker, what's up? Are you here yet? Jesus, we're not hanging out or anything. I get it. But I just want to make sure that you're in. It has been a gorgeous weekend here in Florida, and I am not enjoying it because I am literally stuck at in the garage fucking with the Corvette. But there might be a video dropping tonight about it if I get it done. We'll see how all that goes. Yeah, shout out to Head Games with 590. Are you involved in any way in that? Like, did you port the cylinder head? Like, do you have, because I know they fuck with GSC and we have a lot to say about GSC because they're actually, I heard a rumor told me that GSC is making 5.2 grinds, meaning 5.2 potential grinds. So that'd be interesting. A little birdie told me that whole situation. Okay, so again, TX2K, it's Peter's event. I get it. And it's coming around very nicely in the new location in Ennis. Basically, the prep, they got the people from Sick Prep in there. So the prep has been really good. The Lunds ran a personal best. And specifically in the 2JZ versus the world category, it's been a Brett LaSala versus White Rice back and forth with qualifying, and they're getting after it. And yesterday Brett went 6-0, but then Peter said to White Rice, hey, if you go fives, I'll give you $10,000. That is wonderful because sometimes you don't even win that much money after racing a whole weekend. You know what I mean? You race a whole weekend and you might come in second place and get, $5,000, $2,500. But if he's like, there's a bounty. And bounties, in my opinion, are very important so that teams can prioritize, or at least teams don't sandbag and play that game. So it'd be really interesting if bounties during qualifying become a thing so that sandbagging doesn't happen. You guys saw the streetcar class. A lot of these guys are slamming the brake at the end so that they don't end up in the A class, which is like high 6-second, mid to high 6-second cars and low 7-second cars. So guys that are like 750, 790 are slamming the brakes so that they can go 8-0, you know? So I'm like, oh, so you're bracket racing at this point. You're basically becoming a bracket racer. So in order to keep that from happening, maybe bounties could be a thing. Quickest ET, and then have the bounty be sponsored by somebody. Let's say we sponsor quickest ET bounty in stick shift. Well, people are going to get after it. Like, people are going to get after it during qualifying so that they have an incentive to wear their shit out, in my opinion. But I don't know. But it was interesting that once he did say that, the White Rice's next run was a 5.9. Oh, so they were like, oh shit, he's putting up 10 grand. And then I guess he made it 15 grand. That's the rumor, but I'm not 100% sure. But let's watch the run. But you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have to tell you what the cringe moment was, but you'll see exactly what the cringe moment was that I just made it absolutely unwatchable. Where are you?
Last night, 101 pounds of turbo pressure. Can he deliver right here? He's staged. 102.5, 60 foot.
Let's go.
389, here it comes. 590.
Yes, let's go, baby, let's go.
Shout out to the announcer. The announcer with the incrementals, you know, like he saw that it cut a 1-0 and they're like, oh, here we go. And he gave you the incrementals. But then you just got someone then you got someone all up. Then you got someone.
Any artists out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing, coming death row.
102.5, 60 foot.
Let's go.
389, here it comes. 590.
Yes.
See, this is what we would have missed out on, right? 1060 foot, 26 to the 330, 39 to the A, the 2459 to 242, becoming the number, you know, the professional. But no, what we got was this.
Let's go, baby, let's go.
I get it. He's excited. But, you know, this is why I love this clip. This clip is so relevant nowadays.
Any artists out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing, coming death row.
That's actually that's actually a very good point. It sounded like he was getting taken by Diddy. You know,
102.5, 60 foot.
Let's go.
389, here it comes. 590.
Yes.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
590.
Let's go, baby.
I mean, it's so stupid. So yeah, I cringe at shit like that, and at the end of the day, I'm just like, why am I watching this? You know. But shout out to White Rice with the moment totally ruined by the event. It's like Wes Buck at the pro mod stuff. Alex, you're such a hater. No, the problem is I'm ridiculously aware of everything. Right? So, like, Wes Buck puts on the pro mod event, cool. Go to the tower and just chill the fuck out there the whole fucking time, because
Any artists out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing.
You know who does it really well? What's his name? Duck. Duck's promotion, right? He'll promote it. He'll say, man, y'all stupid motherfucker, come on here with that bullshit. Come and get your ass drugged. Okay, cool. And then when the race is happening, he's in the booth. He's in the booth doing the thing. And then the race ends and he hands you money. And I'm like, what a great promoter. You know what I mean? So I think that's a great thing to promote. get out of the way, let the people do their thing, and then when it's over, then you go ahead and say, hey, congratulations, da-da-da, and pay out. So, yeah, you can have that reaction with the mic off too, right? Because yelling into the microphone is the worst thing as a casual watcher. If you're there in person, you're not hearing him. And if you are, you're just like, holy shit, shut the mic off. But again, I've had this observation for a while, whether it's at World Cup, whether it's at Texas 2K, there has to be some kind of professionalism. And you're like, well, I'm really enthusiastic. You can be enthusiastic while not pissing everyone off in the crowd. So congratulations to White Rice. I think it kind of took away from his thing because it made it about him. It made it about Peter. And I'm like, good. And I'm not doing anyone any favors by saying this because at the end of the day, I'm not going to like be a hardcore contestant, or I'm not looking to compete at TX2K. It's too far. It's too out of the way. 6 runs in 6 days does not sound like a good time. But I think it's a great event if you want to ensure some of the best conditions ever. But I also, why am I not at Texas 2K? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? So I can be there 6 days for 6 runs? No, I'm good. I've been to all of these events. Thank you, Jay Walker. You're in beautiful Florida. This week is exactly the reason I live in Florida, Jay Walker. It does not get better than this weather right now that's happening. And thank you, Joshua, for the $50 super chat. So, that happened. So then we hear that the Lunds had a unfortunate situation happen with their, how do you view the post? Let me see, John Lund. How do you view the post and make it big? Here we go. Perfect. So the Lunds are now pushing the 6R80 well past its breaking point. It's at the point where it's like, it's a problem to keep everything good. So he posted something yesterday, and you know what? There's a reply in there that is so interesting, and I'll expand as to why I'm not going to Texas 2K, or I don't go to events in general. This is a great picture. There's Ryan Eckhart right here. This is the man, the guy who built my turbo kit on the Corvette. This is the guy, the fabricator who did the turbo kit, and along with Senior. Anyway, unfortunately, John Lund Jr. says, we are done. We had a forward clutch failure in the middle of a pass last night, and the engine ran up to some pretty extreme engine speeds and injured it. This is the first time we've had this issue with the transmission, and we have not had transmission hold issues in a while, so it may be new territory we are in. Goal was deeper into the 14s in the 8th mile, so we weren't being easy on it. With 2,800 plus horsepower to the ground, not behind the asshole, this is to the ground that this car is making. We won't have time to get the engine fixed here, and we found this out after we got the backup transmission in there. Sucks, and everyone wondering, she crossed its scales at 3,165 pounds this weekend. Thank you all for the support. So that's great. Now there's a comment in here that I think encompasses my experience at the pits. Remember, guys, you spend 95% of your time in the pits at TX2K, World Cup, FL2K. You are in the pits. You're not racing. You get one lick a day. Not fun. So this is the best comment I saw. And then Junior, who does not reply. Junior's not a replier. He puts it out there, let people react. You guys are awesome. Good job. Alexander, Eric Vega. Well, hell, congrats on Scott Boda. Zach Patterson, right? Absolutely insane to think that the factory OD transmission is capable of doing what that car is doing. And a comment in here made me laugh so hard because, did he delete it? Wait, did he delete it? Oh, no. Did he delete the comment? Oh, wait, did he delete the comment, Junior? Where is it? Tell me. Someone said, well, it's not really a 6R, right? I think he deleted the comments. That sucks. I was hoping it would be there. They don't reply because they don't know what the fuck. Okay, so it says, oh, no, there's got to be in here somewhere. There's got to be in here somewhere. I died at the reply. I fucking died. Absolutely. Yeah, it's not in here. So a guy said, well, it's not really a 6R80. That this guy, whoever the fuck that guy was, commented, it's not really a 6R80, but apparently it's gone now. So Interesting. So John replied. John, is like, I got time today. He goes, tell me what exactly is removed to make it incapable of being a 6R when it still uses the same Ford valve body and drums to shift it. Tons of parts with Ford stamps on it. How is it any different than someone launching a Forward Planet 6R in third? Similar ratios. So a guy basically said it's not really a 4R. And the crazy thing is that is what really encompasses the casuals over there. 2 or 3 times that I have been to an event, someone has come up to me and says, I don't think that car really has a 6R. They say it to your face because they think it's Facebook. They think it's Facebook in real life. And in real life, you're going to get your foot shoved up your ass big time. So when there was a guy who was a Puerto Rican guy, which tracks. Puerto Rican lawyer, which really tracks, that he said this comment. He goes, I don't think you guys really have a 6R in that car. And I got up his ass and I kicked him out of the pits. I said, what the fuck did you say? So it's not a 6R. So imagine, right? Imagine you are the guy that invented or thought up, I got this T56 here. It's very badass. It's super badass. I don't need 5th and 6th. But I'll remove them for rotational mass and weight. Let's take 5th and 6th out of this T56. I'm going to make the shift forks out of billet. I'm going to beef up the input shaft. I'm going to beef up the output shaft, maybe the main shaft, but the layout is T56, right? And then you go and make it hit, bah, 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 right? And then you go back to the pits and the guy's like, dude, what's done to this car? And you're like, T56, this and this, that. Well, what's done to the T56? Well, I beefed up the input shaft, output shaft. I took out 5th and 6th. Oh, you took out 5th and 6th. Well, that's not a T56. What? What do you mean? No. Look at it. Here it is. It's got a T56 layout. It's got T56 dimensions. It's got T56 shifter position. Clutch fork, shift fork, like it's a T56. What else is it? I didn't convert it to a T5. I didn't convert it to a Rock Crusher Muncie. It's a T56. Look at it. And no, it's not T56. It's totally different right now. So what is it? Oh, whatever it is, it's not a T56. There are people that are out there that do this. There are people that exist in this planet that go up to your pit of the people that revolutionized the 6R to become a mid to low 6-second capable transmission and say to your face, as if to expect, oh, you know what? I totally see your point. You know what? I'm going to reconfigure everything about my program because you, who doesn't race, doesn't build, doesn't tune, doesn't do anything, said it's not a 6R. So some of these people are in events, and I don't want to see you. I don't want to be in your wavelength. I don't want to be in your fucking zip code. And a lot of people think that it's okay to come up to people in a race and say shit like that because they think it's Facebook in real life. And I'm just not interested in being around those people. Now, I think the event is doing good. They're going to have eliminations today. The Luns are obviously done, so they're probably going to sit around and support. Everyone went up there. Apparently, I thought only 3 people went, but apparently 5 people went. I was like, holy shit. No wonder it's been kind of crazy in the ticket system. But it's good to get out there, and they ran a personal best. Now, let's talk about ROI, right? So let's talk about return on investment. If the goal, because the more I see people go to events and have difficulties, and it's not just the Luns, there are a lot of people that are like, I'm only getting 1 pass a day. I'm like, what do you expect? That's why you get 6 qualifying runs. That means 5 days or potentially 4 days. You understand? Like when you go to TX2K, you're like, it's going to be the best prep. It's going to be the most amount of people. It's going to get a ton of press coverage. Right. But you're going to get 1 run a day. Where like between Thursday and Saturday before eliminations, you're going to get 1 run a day. So if you thought you were going to set the social media world on fire by going to Texas 2K, your regular traffic at TX2K, and you are better served renting out a track for 1 or 2 days to get 50 runs in, whatever the hell you want. ROI is better by renting a track than to go to an event. The only reason you go to an event is to get popularity, to see people see you and run and whatever. But if you're talking about investing money and what you can get out of it, renting a track is by far more favorable. And this is the example I'm going to bring you. So Jimmy Taylor, he's a pro mod drag racer, right? And Jimmy Taylor just like popped into the scene all of a sudden and, rented out a track for literally days. He rented out MIR for days. And he had some media guys show up and like, hey, man, we're going to be at the track. We're going to be at MIR fucking around. And we're going to have a good old time. So Jimmy Taylor, and I'll show you a short that kind of explains everything. And again, this is my thought process. If your goal is to get views and get the best conditions possible and the best return on investment.
I'm Jimmy Taylor. We're here at MIR. And we're getting ready to go up and attempt to break the world record. Wish us luck.
So he went 3-4, and I think he went quicker than that. Like, I think he went quicker than that later on. But this is in the 8th mile, 234 mile an hour. So what happened after this rental session? Everybody was calling the event organizers of the next Pro Mod race. Literally every organizer was like, whoa, are you going to allow this car in? This car went 345 at blah, blah, blah. Is it legal? Are you going to allow it in this trim? Yes, exactly, right? And it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. If you run the number, you run the number regardless, whether it's during competition or not. It doesn't matter. Again, return on investment. If you want to say, I have the quickest, fastest, blah, blah, blah car, then you do it at a private test session. And the only ones that complain are the people that say it should be done during an event. That doesn't matter to me, because my goal was to run the quickest and fastest with this setup. And I did it at a private test session with the perfect glue, perfect conditions, Because you and I both know nobody's running this number in the heat of the day. Nobody's running these numbers when the track is greasy. Nobody's running these numbers when 3 or 4 oil downs happen in front of me. So return on investment, by far, it's better. So these guys were calling the track organizers saying, Jimmy Taylor's going to be allowed. He better be at weight. He better not have those turbos on it. Concerning people. Because he ran that number. Then he ended up running a quarter mile at the MIR event during some exhibition passes. And he ended up worrying the shit out of people. Even though he did it in outlaw trim, meaning super light, super big turbos, no rules, just let's get after it, door slammer record. He accomplished what he set out to do, is to ruffle feathers, and he got the notoriety, he got the eyeballs, he got the clout. So if you want to run a personal best, is it better to do it in a 5 or 6 day event like TX2K? Yeah, maybe, because you're going to get a lot of media people, but you're only going to get 1 pass a day, which again, that's normal for an event. If you go to World Cup, you're going to get 1 pass a day, maybe 2 at the last day, because there's no roll or anything involved in that situation. And maybe people have whittled down. Maybe people stop running. Oh, I ran the best I'm going to do. I'm not going to go out there in the greasy stuff. So I see a lot of the posts where people are like, well, I'm mad that I'm only getting 1 lick a day. Well, what'd you expect? If you want to run a personal best and you want to get your best return on investment, you don't go to an event. You go to a rental. You pay $3,000 or whatever it is, and you sit there for hours, and you get many passes in, and you get media people or your own media there, and just push it. And that's better than going 20 hours to an event, staying up in a hotel for 5-6 days, food, fuel, time, wear and tear, all this stuff. So, think about that if you're a shop or anything like that wants to like specifically set a record. I get it. It's cool to do it at TX2K, but at the end of the day, it's cooler to do it in one day on a test session than 6 days if you're going to sit there all day. Again, return on investment. I'm not saying it's not cool to do it at TX2K. I'm saying it's cooler to do it one day, $3,000, a lot cheaper. Return on investment is better, and you're going to get the same exact play out of that whole situation. It's Tony. Z71 says, I've had to miss lives for the past 2 months and catch replays. Been working outage right now in the energy plant. You inspire the young guys to get out there and get it. Theo, more qualifiers than most events. You're not wrong. They had 6 qualifiers, but a lot of people don't understand that an event of this caliber, you're only going to get 1 lick a day, and that's just how it is. It's not an S197 because it doesn't have the stock hood. That is a great point. So the same people that say it's not a 6R80 because you took out parts. Okay, well, it still has a 3-link, but everything else is tubular shit. It's got racecraft front suspension. It's got a 15 by 13 wheel on it. It's got, a shifter somewhere where it doesn't belong, and it's on Motec. So is it not a Mustang at that point? What is it? So this is the problem with going to events. You have to talk to people. And when you get out there and you talk to people, you realize most people are pretty fucking retarded. I've had to miss. Oh, gotcha. Hatch says, Cooper had a really bad take with that on Street Alpha podcast. What? On what? This has to be in comp shit is a dumb argument. Yeah, it's a dumb argument. It has to be in competition is a dumb argument. If you're like, I want to have the quickest and fastest door slammer on the planet. Well, guess what? It won't do that in competition because you are stuck with a certain turbo size. You're stuck with a certain minimum weight. If you want to say, I want to have the overall quickest and fastest door slammer record, period, you do it at outlaw trim. You, instead of being 2,300 pounds, 2,500 pounds, you bring that sucker to 1,900 pounds. Instead of being limited to 90 millimeter turbos, you bring 100 millimeter turbos in it. If you're stuck with this fuel or this whatever, you do it in whatever trim you want if you want to have a certain outcome. So if Alejandro Flores, right, somehow gets a 6R80 in a 2,200 pound notchback with Motec, M1, billet block, blah, 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 and I go out there and run a 590, right? I have the quickest and fastest 6R80 car on the planet because I went, let me put it in a Fox body because it's super light, 4-link, long arm, Billy Badass, and get after it that way. Now, the Lunds are going to, I think, still keep the 6R80 stuff in there, but now they're reaching other limits. They're reaching motor limits. Because remember, when Brett was running 20s and 30s, you started seeing, and again, you didn't hear about it because that's just not how it is when it comes to social media, but the motor wasn't lasting, at 50 passes, right? Like when a stock Predator block pushes almost 3,000 horsepower, that's when the motor builder goes, you guys need billet at this point because the mains are going to fly out of it. Like literally the mains just fly out of it because you're making that power at that weight. So now you're going to reach that limit. You're reaching 6R80 limits and you're also reaching stock block limits. So now there comes a point where you're like, okay, what is this car going to be? Is it going to be a slower than 660 car so that we can maintain transmission integrity, block integrity, and longevity so that we run into a rod runtime failure as opposed to a transmission and bottom end failure. So you're like, all right, well, we're at a crossroads. We're kind of like reaching the limits of two things. We're reaching the limits of the motor at that power level, and we're reaching the limits of the 6R80 at that power level. So can we take 500 pounds more off of the Grey Goose? No, it's just not possible. Unless you literally start making. So now you're like, well, do we just shelve it and wait for the Blue Goose? That's up to them to figure out because I'm not really involved in that race program. But those are things to think about. If you're a fan of the program, you're like, okay, do I want to keep pushing a 3,190 pound car, which I've reached motor limits? My motor builder is telling me it's close. My trans builder is like, I don't know what happened because it was already taken apart, so can't really diagnose it. So we don't know what happened. So it's like, all right, well, what do we do? right? Well, Alejandro Flores are like, you put a big block twin turbo something in it and you put a 400 in it and you go racing and you run sixes for 2 or 3 seasons. I get it. That's not going to happen. That's not the name of the game. If they want to keep pushing the 6R80, they got to make the car lighter so that the 2,800 horsepower that they're making goes further than it currently is. And that's it. And that you just have to literally stuff it in a 2,500 pound Fox body. Like race weight is with a person in it is 2,500 pounds. And the 6R80 is going to be like, okay, I'm only pushing 2,500 pounds. The motor's like, okay, I'm making 2,800 horse, but it's pushing a 2,500 pound car. So that's what they're going to have to think about going forward, where the program is. And that's the thing. You're reaching limits, and that's why you race, to see where the limits are, limits of the block, limits of the transmission, yada, yada, yada. Craig Wall says, I broke the Warriors ET record in the final round of the final race of the season, and then my combo got hit with a 75-pound weight penalty and took my turbo away for the 2026 season. Exactly, Craig Walls. Like, I get it. It's for parity. But, like, Craig has now figured out a combination that broke the ET record in Warriors class. So they're like, oh, you're too fast. Let's slow you down. And then, Craig, let's be honest, Craig. I need for you to answer this question honestly, because you're the resident racer. Why are you racing? This is going somewhere. Why do you get excited for racing? You're like, oh, I can't wait to promote your business. You're competitive. You are backing a shop that builds race cars. You hate money. Like, what is the reason you race? And I think a lot of people just don't ask themselves that question. Like, sit down. Why are you racing? Well, I'm really competitive and I just want to be the best. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying any of your answers are going to be wrong. But a lot of you race because you need to burn up some money. Let's say you've buried 12 or 13 bodies for the mob. And you're like, I got to burn off this $500,000 somehow. So might as well go racing. I get it. Or, hey, I build motors for a living and I want to showcase what our motors can do, or transmission, or chassis, or fuel, or, So I would totally understand that. That makes sense in my brain. But if you have zero dogs in the racing fight, meaning you are not making any money on anything, you're just burning. Okay, this is what I like about people, honesty. They're like, okay, understood. I love to race and I hate money. Perfect. Not a problem. So as long as you understand that you're doing something nonsensical, I support it. Because it needs to get out. Like, why am I twin turbo swapping a ZR1? Tism. Stupid. I hate money. But is the Corvette making me money? Abso-freaking-lutely. The Corvette makes me money every time I post it. Section 8 is done, paid for, sitting in the garage, and now it is just, I'm going to cruise it, and if I do race it, it'll be once a year, stick shift, go maybe low 9s if I can, and be a happy guy. That car makes money every time I race 60 to 130 or show it off. So it makes money. Donnie is not making money because there's nothing else to do. What, we go to a track and run 11.7s again? Okay, maybe I could do that. And maybe the casuals are like, that's cool, but there's not a track nearby enough to like warrant that. And I'm not going to go all the way to Orlando, Bradenton, or Gainesville to do just a regular test and tune. That's like, fuck me, I just shoot myself in the head because there's no money to be made there. So it's an interesting thing to talk about. The TISM. Turvey, shut it. Alex going to have a Coyote Twin Turbo 01 before your car even starts with that motor. Craig Walls answers the question. This is. I appreciate you being very honest. I don't know. I guess I just like to be competitive. I finally got enough money to race at a level I've always dreamed about when I was younger. Other than that, I hate it. See, this is this is what you're never going to hear from a lot of racers, right? What, Craig Walls, you've been around racing a long time. What takes you out of racing? Okay, not you. What takes most racers out of racing? Again, what takes most racers out of racing? One day you're sitting down and you're like, I have raced, I've won, I've lost. And then at the end of the day, what do I have to show for it? A couple of trophies and memories. Nothing wrong with that. But then you start going, I miss time with my kids. I miss time with my grandkids. I miss time with my wife. My wife divorced me. She got sick of it, because you're basically going, you see this money? You see this money? Just throw it out. Let me just throw it out the window, because what you end up with is trophies that cost the event organizer $60 a pop to make. So then you're like, was I doing it to impress other people? Was I doing it to be the king of the mountain? Was I doing it to fulfill a need of me being a kid wanting to be the top of the heap? But then the reality of racing set in, and you're like, it's not all it's cracked up to be. And I figured out really quickly, before investing hundreds of thousands of dollars, that racing is not for me. What I enjoy is in my own element, in my garage, thinking of quirky shit to do, and maybe figuring things out to explain it to the people in a simple way. And I got off on that. And I liked the editing process. I liked the creativity it took, because at the end of the day, you need to have a creative outlet to fulfill whatever is in your brain, and you could put it out as a story. And I got way more satisfaction out of that than driving for 5 hours, teching in, getting told you can only run 10s after you added safety equipment. I added safety equipment and I was told I have to go slower. So I went, I remember why this is fucking stupid. And then I go out there, run okay, and come home and I'm like, that was a complete waste of time. I wasn't happy. I wasn't fulfilled. It wasn't neat. It wasn't anything. And I thought, I wonder at what point do racers, after the fog clears, and you go, what the fuck did I just do for 20 years? And they don't reach that. They don't reach that until they're probably damn near broke. C63S Mike. Alex, I'm not usually engaged in the chat, but I enjoyed the content. Thanks for keeping the Coyote platform relevant. Coyote ZR1 TRT Fund. I'm close. I'm close, guys. I'm like that close. Great intellectual exercise here, Alex. I need to ask myself the same thing. Max Out Lawyer, you are, by all intents and purposes and all measurements, a successful lawyer. You're a successful lawyer. You practice law. You pass the bar. You employ people. You have a hobby where you want to race. Why are we obsessing over this? Like, racers' goal is to be a lawyer. Like, if you're a racer, you're like, man, I'd rather be a lawyer making, $800,000 a year and buying a house in the cabin, a house in the woods with a cabin and maybe a lake and have a boat and go fishing. Right? So you need to understand what I'm trying to get at. And I'm not trying to discourage you from racing. I want to know why you're racing. And then when you figure out why, then you need to figure out where that comes from. Is it ego? I get it. If you want to be known as the baddest motherfucker, I totally get it. I am not saying you're wrong. But why? And if you can't answer the question why, that's a big deal. You need to understand what's happening. I'm looking at it, 17 Roush Stage 3. What are the possible gains from a Lund tune? Drag racing purposes, 31,000 miles. Honestly, if you're going to keep the car as is, you're not going to gain much unless you're willing to put a 1,000cc injector in it and a fuel system eventually. If not, you just want to fuck around. You said drag racing purposes? Yeah, you need a fuel system. You need a 1,000cc injector or a 1050X, E85. And the Lund tune will allow you to optimize what you got as opposed to the stock Roush tune. Do you know what I'm saying? Tony Whetstone says, I've thought about stopping racing due to cost, but my wife says I enjoy too much and shouldn't stop. Well, Tony Whetstone, does your wife go with you? Think about it. Think about where I'm getting at. Does your wife go with you? If your wife does not go with you, why does she want you to stay racing? Because you're probably intolerable around the house. Adrenaline junkie like us, I'm racing. You're not understanding what I'm saying. No, I don't, maybe the way I explain things is wrong. So I need to understand. I need you guys to understand what I'm saying. I want to go fast. I'll rent a track to go fast. At my pace, at my schedule, at my leisure. Come back, turn around, ice down, grill a burger. Eat it, chill out, go back out, make another hit, come back, look at data, take a shit, hang out, go again. So I can do that by grouping a bunch of people together in a small venue with good prep for 6 hours and get 10 runs in or more and go home that same day. I'm racing, but I'm not racing at an event, and I am not in a league, and I am not a points race, this, that. Like, guys, do you understand that there is this crazy hypocrisy going on right now that I see it clear as day, but a lot of the people that are in it don't see it like I see it, and I'll explain to that after Craig Walls' comment here. I've seen several guys come out of nowhere, spend tens of thousands of dollars on a new car, race for a season, and then disappear off the face of the earth. And I'll tell you what that is. Ego. Ego. So you see, and Craig Walls, you're a seasoned racer. I'm not taking everything you say, I take it with like the weight of your experience, right? People see you running low sixes at World Cup, and they're like, I want to do that. But they don't see what it took to get there, right? They don't see what it took to get there. They should start at a streetcar level, understand what it takes to get to the 10s, 9s, and 8s before they ever think of stepping to Warriors, X275, LDR, all that stuff, right? But no, some of these guys have such an ego and a big pocketbook that they're like, build me an LDR car. Build me a Pro Mod. Sir, have you ever gone 8s in a car? No, I've never gone 8s. Have you ever gone 6s? Have you ever gone 5? Have you ever gone 12s? Have you gone 12s in a stick shift? Have you gone 10s in a stick shift? Have you gone 9s in a stick shift? No. So you're coming at this from I have money, I want to go to the top. And this is probably the only sport, motorsport, where you can have money and be right there with the guys at the top just because you have money. Build me a Pro Mod. I'll get my license. I'll get this Kate. Pro Mod racer. Then you employ a whole bunch of people around you. And then the people probably realize this guy fucking sucks. And the guy's like, wait, I don't get it. Why do I have to like take the motor apart every run? Sir, we're running 360s in the 8th. We have to take the motor apart. Well, how much is that? A lot of fucking money. So then they go, wait a minute. I got into this thinking I was going to be a badass like Craig Walls or a badass like this Pro Mod racer. And I'm into it for $2 million. And what did I get out of it? I'm not even in the top 50. And they leave because they're like, I thought I was just going to be a badass, as opposed to working yourself into being a badass. And see, that matters to me. Do you understand how this comment right here matters to me more than anything? It's because I totally understand racing. But I can see it from a bird's eye view and go, this guy's doing it for ego. This guy's doing it because he's a bitch. This guy. But then I see a guy that's been doing it for a long fucking time, and I'm happy for him. When I see Tony Whetstone out there, I'm happy for him. When he went from and I follow him, and he probably doesn't know how much I follow him, but I follow his career. So he went from a small block Ford. You know why I follow Tony Whetstone? Because his car looks like Lou Proto's car. And I'm like, badass. Billet specialty wheels. Like, it's an old school Lou Proto car. He went from a small block Ford to a Coyote, found out some of the rod limits. Then he stuck a F-150 Coyote in there and won the 1010 class at a Ford event. And I'm like, good for him, because he's a good guy. So now let's talk about the biggest hypocritical thing I have seen in racing in the last, 10 years. Little Gangsters. So every time I see no prep guys race, you know, they kind of throw shade at the at bracket racers. You have no idea how experienced bracket racers play games. They're deadly accurate to within like 1,000th. Like, an experienced bracket racer is nothing to be played with. And there are regional guys that live in the Carolinas, in Louisiana area, on the West Coast, South, North, Northeast, Midwest, that will fuck your shit up if you say, by the way, you cannot go faster than this. So what has happened in Little Gangsters is a lot of these people have come in from the outside, like no prep guys, and they're like, there's a lot of money up for grabs. You can be unlimited, but your only limiting factor is, I don't know, maybe what? Tires, and like, you cannot go quicker than 5.3. Bracket racing. So you're telling me a bunch of guys in the no prep world invented bracket racing? Well, it's not bracket racing, Alex. There's no dial in. I know. But now every bracket racer that has been around for 30 years, treeing motherfuckers, they live in the .00 range or .0 range at the light. Like, they live for that. They see you out the side of their window and they're, you know, and they know what their car dials in within a 1,000. Now those guys are in Little Gangsters. Bracket racers go, oh, there's $10,000 available? There's $10,000 available to bracket race? I'm in. So now you're going to start seeing these Pintos, these 70s retro design cars, straight fucking up the Little Gangsters class. And the Little Gangsters guys are going to go, wait a minute. Whoa. We're no prep badass motherfuckers. We come in here, we set up Little Gangsters, and now like OG bracket racers are competitive and or pushing our shit in? Yep, exactly. Now you are going up against guys that have been doing this in their sleep. They live and breathe bracket racing. But you guys said bracket racing was gay. It's gay. It's stupid. Look, the bracket racers are waking up and doing laps around the track. Ha ha ha. They're so stupid. We're badasses. Oh, look, the most popular class, Little Gangsters, is a bracket racing class because you have an index. You don't have to go faster than it. So bracket racers are like, oh yeah, we got this. Like, we can dial our car we can go 532 A to B every day in any condition. And then I'm going to tree the shit out of you and know that if I'm out like this, the only way you're going to get to the finish line quicker than me is if you break out of the 530. So that means I win. So it is very interesting to see people that were making fun of bracket racing, I wasn't, become bracket racers, go up against experienced bracket racers, and lose. I find it hilarious and hypocritical, but it's funny that people are like winning Little Gangsters classes everywhere, and people that are like known people in the no prep world are mad that like nobodies in their world, but they are somebodies in the bracket racing world, are better than them at Little Gangster shit than they are. I love it. I think it's hilarious. And again, another reason why I think racing is just not for me in an organized fashion. What did Craig Walls say? This is a good conversation about like reality, the reality of racing. Every single race event I've ever went to, said Maxed Out Lawyer, I've always left early because I couldn't wait to get back home. I guess I don't enjoy race events, but I do enjoy building my cars and putting out content. Maxed Out Lawyer, how fun was it building a twin turbo F-150 Gen 2 like I talked about and going out there with someone else driving with the goal of running 9s on the street and almost achieving it? Wasn't it a rush? Wasn't it an adrenaline rush? Wasn't it fun? Wasn't it cool? You're like, this fucking thing is stock. Motor stock, transmission stock, and I can't believe it's surviving. And every day you'd go out there, like, you're looking at that draggy, you're like, holy shit, I'm really close. And in my opinion, you probably went nines multiple times, but the draggy time said 10-0, 10-0. You have like 5 or 6 10-0 passes. One of those technically could have been 9-9. So the fact that you had so much fun, and I was living my life through you. Holy shit, he almost did it. He posted, holy shit, he almost did it. Right? That is fun because you can go out at any time, whenever the fuck you want, go out there, launch the truck, and have fun. At an event, you're driving 20 hours, you tech in, you wait. And then at 9 at night, you get 1 lick. And then the next day, you wait. And then at 8:30 at night, you get a lick. Heaven forbid if you spin. And then you do that for 4 days. And then whether you make it rounds or not, you're like, what? You get home and you're like, that was an $80,000 weekend. Like, what the fuck did I just do? But he has some beautiful cars and does the car show thing. After every show, he bitches about the show for weeks. So I asked him the same question. Why do you do it? He sold the 3 cars the next week. Craig Wall said something here. Here we go. I've been doing this shit for 30 years. I started bracket racing my daily driver Ford Lightning when I didn't have a pot to piss in. I agree. And this is what the issue is. And when it comes to the, okay, I don't know. Again, I'm not racing. My job is to, look, my main focus is to get the 80 to 85% of the people that make, let's say, tops 1,100 horsepower, right? 1,100 and under. That's where if you see a bell curve, right? The most of the money is there. Like, boom. And then the faster you go, the less people there are, and the money is less. So I go, why not concentrate on the 85% of the people I fuck with and cater to them when it comes to the YouTube stuff and just content? Because I'm not interested if you're in the well into the 4s in the 8th, because you're somewhere else. Now you're somewhere else, you know, and what I can teach you is probably minimal, and you aren't using products that the layman can use. Like imagine me becoming a channel of a pro mod. Imagine I get a pro mod, right? And I'm like, guys, check me out. I got a pro mod. And you're like, yeah, I just, I don't know. It's cool for you, but like watching you is like watching a guy talk about rockets. It's like irrelevant to me. While cool and interesting, irrelevant. But now let's just say, hey guys, with these 4 mods, your Gen 1 can go 1150s. And you're like, what? Yeah, on the street. Really? Yeah, your $14,000 to $18,000 automatic Gen 1 or manual can go 1150s with these 4 mods, and I'm going to show you them. And I do it, and I drag, holy shit, he did it, right? So I think the relevance to the customer has to be on the high side. You get most of the audience there and live there. And that's your niche forever until you die. Because the moment you go past that, you become irrelevant. Yeah, faster for you. And then the people that are as fast as you, if you're fucking with Pro Mod or well into the 4s and the 8th, there's not that many of them. I'd rather be at the top of the bell curve when it comes to money and relevance than the bottom of it. Sorry. This is why I got rid of my 19 Camaro SS and bought my 22 GT. I boosted it, wanted to enjoy it on the street. I didn't feel like working on my shit all the time, and like I did with my 240 I had. So you see it all the time, Craig Walls. You see these people come into your game, throw a whole bunch of money at it, get the best chassis, the best this, the best that, and then they release a button and the car goes 5s in the 8th, and you're like, they're Johnny come lately. They just got money. And that's like the majority of people that race. They just have money and they release a button. And the chassis guy does the steering, because he steers with the chassis. The tuner does the 2-stepping and the ramping. And then the mechanics do the, replacing of the piston sleeves and gaskets. And you just sit there and go, I got the money. I'm just going to release a button. Irrelevant to me. 100% irrelevant. The funnest thing I've ever done in the car world, Maxed Out Lawyer said, going out there on his 10-second Gen 2 and chasing a 9. So cool. I can imagine, brother. I neglect my car. I'm sitting under a cover all winter. I'm just not about that life anymore. You have to be obsessed to be a car guy at that level. And it's a lot of sacrifices. Correct. Eating diarrhea chicken tenders. I started realizing that after I took my car for a cruise. Racing is too annoying. A nice street car is where I want to be. I can take it on the backwards every weekend. Yesterday, worked on the Corvette all day. I have a video dropping on like diagnosing the fuel pumps, trying to trigger the fuel pumps on the car. I had to probe the fuel pumps, a whole bunch of work. But it was a bunch of video that's going to be condensed into a snippet, and then I'll show you what I'm doing to get fuel to the car. And I think that's going to be a good video that you guys will appreciate, because I also have a theory about deadheading fuel systems, and it'll show you my thought process on that. And again, guys, I'm coming at it from a different angle. So a lot of you guys need to understand how my brain works, but I think a lot of you do understand that watch the show hardcore. So all that to say is, after I was done with the Corvette, from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., I was like, I'm fucking tired, man. Let me shut this garage. I went inside. I fed Tony. I walked Tony. Then I got in my GT500. Vroom. Starts with a key on Pumpy 85. Drove it. I went Palm Beach Gardens, North Palm Beach, downtown West Palm, got on 95, and there it was. There it was. A G80 M3. And I'm like, vroom, third gear. And he went, and I went, ha! Ah! And I gave him fourth. Do you understand the top of third is like 135 at 8,200 RPMs? I gave him fourth. And the thing it must have let out a flame to the car, because it was like, yeah! Bah! Ooh. Fifth, sixth. Ooh. I got nothing to prove. Just gapped this motherfucker by Donald Trump 747. And I went, pfft, what a perfect IAT's 135 chilling. I'm like, what a wonderful day. I worked on the car all fucking day, got dressed up, got in my beautiful 900 horsepower GT500, drove it on the street with fuel you can get on a pump, went this way, cruised, and on the way back on 95, I found a race. And then the guy comes up to me and he goes, fucking, flame, bloop. I got home, parked the car, rods are still in it, still has half a tank of gas, E85. Closed the garage door, and I went, where is it? I'll see if I can find it. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Diapers, Dodge, diapers. Wait. To have power to this day, the pockets, diarrhea. Where is, here we go.
My nigga.
I'm looking at the car in its garage, and I'm going, and after that whole day, I went,
My nigga.
and I went home, and I had a slice of pizza, watched a little news, and I was like, this is the pinnacle of what I've always wanted, right? I was working on my twin turbo Coyote Swap CR1, stopped after 8 or 10 hours, walked Tony, took a shower, got in my 900 horsepower GT500 street car that is driving on the street, not an X275 car with monkey bar cage and you're like, street car? No, an actual street car that I drove on the street, had the radio blasting, and on the way back I found a race, beat that M4 or G80 M3, whatever it is, and he gave me the thumbs up, spit out a flame this big. Then I went home, rods intact, and I was like, that is what I've always wanted. You think I'm going to go to an event for fucking 6 days and get 6 runs in and think I did something? No thanks. No thanks. I've been there, done that, and it takes a very long time to realize, why am I doing this? Am I doing this because other people say it's cool, or am I doing it because I genuinely want to do it? You guys need to get to that level and go, but I just want a fast street car. Fuck all that. Brings a tear to my eye, brother. I looked at that blue GT500. I'm like, you're everything I've ever wanted. You literally fulfilled everything I've ever wanted in a car. Well, I'm not going to go to a track and beat the... No, I want to drive it on the street. Fuck it. Jesus, Alex, you're a smart dude. Introspective, but also extremely observant to your surroundings. You're in the car world, but you're also able to step back and back out and analyze it for a reason. You need to understand, Max Out Lawyer, people have a look. There is a look to people that are like in the hypnosis of racing. And they look not sad to me. They look like they're hypnotized by an outside force that they cannot say no to. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna push that guy's shit in. I'm like, why? Because I want to be the best, huh? Why? So I don't know. Do you have a racing business? No. Do you build engines? No. Do you build chassis? No. So why do you want to be the best? Then I would ask you a very simple question. What's your relationship like with your father? And that is the reason a lot of you race. Tell me I'm wrong. Go ahead. I dare you tell me I'm wrong. I have enough life experience to know that a lot of you do this for not because of what you want to do. There's something missing in your life that you need to fill, and a simple question will throw you into an absolute death spiral that you won't know how to get out of. It does sound like a good time, right, Craig Walls? Imagine you worked on your car all day and you're like, let me go out, boom, boom, boom. You see, you're in Palm Beach County. Ask Jay Walker. He's got a new perspective. So you're driving, you're cruising, it's beautiful. It was the golden hour. The golden hour. Guys, I took a video of the area after my pass and after my race with that guy. And I went. My
nigga.
Yeah, this is me yesterday. Look at me yesterday. Look at me yesterday taking video of the golden hour after the race. That's not good. Is it better? No? It can't see shit. But it looks better on the phone. I'm gonna send it to myself. Can I send this to myself? So you guys can actually see it? No. Yeah, save it. I'm gonna email it to myself so you get the actual resolution of what I'm talking about. Do you know what I'm saying? Compose to myself. Boom. Photos. There we go. Video done. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. I'm going to send it to myself, idiot. Send it to yourself, dumbass. Yeah, like if you start thinking about your relationship with your father, you're going to like be like traumatized, like flashbacks of Vietnam, and you're like, fuck, he's right. Like, this motherfucker's right on the money. I'm like, yeah, I know. I been there, done that, realized what I was doing when I was doing it, and I'm like, I've got to live for me. I don't live for anybody else. Brother, yeah, this is good. This is a good perspective of what I saw after the race, right? I'm like, life's pretty good. Yeah, life's... look at the live chat. Get rid of the live chat. Look at. I was like, man, this is pretty good, Life's pretty good, Alex. You're cruising out there. It's chilling. It's a good time. So how come I can't play it again? No, I can't play it again. Fuck it. So yeah, look, you guys, you need to understand. Like, there's a reason I view things differently than most. And most people in the car community are not going to talk to you like this. They're not going to talk to you with like real talk. They're going to be like, "Oh, it's cool to race. it's cool to race." You're like, what? Yo, Theo, checking in, driving to Wyoming and binge watching all your past lives. Just joined the Patreon for a year. Thank you. That's like $150. Thank you. If you didn't have breakfast this morning, how would you feel? I just want to drive a badass car that younger me would be proud of. Alex looks younger after that. I'm telling you, golden hour drives are the best. So I'm telling you, there is a hypnosis men fall into when it comes to racing. Look, all you have to do is look at everyone at the starting line after like they achieve something. They're relieved. It's relief. It's not. Okay. If you've seen something so many times, you got to act like you've been there before, right? I'm one of these guys that I'm just like, and I shake hands. Good job, right? But when you're like, I didn't expect that to happen. Woohoo, right? Big high, right? Big high. And that's after a week of struggling or days or months or years of struggling to have a moment like this that then goes away the next pass after you spin or you break something. And you're like, I hate this. I hate this very much. Today, we leer RY. Nice. I haven't ran into many races. I had a guy with a Honda Civic try to mess with me and regretted it. Good old time. Sounds like pretty fucking good day. Imagine when you finally get to do the same thing. Oh, you don't understand, Coyote Kelly. The moment I get to go out with the Corvette cruising on E85, boost turned to 15, ready. I'm like, woo. And I can't wait until someone rolls up next to the ZR1 thinking it's a bitch ass 2.3 supercharged LS9. And then they hear the, what was that? Or they hear the anti-lag, fucking flames come out of the bottom. And you're like, whoa, no. I thought it was a supercharged LS9. No, it's a Coyote, twin turbos. And then I just, you didn't want that smoke? I'll put it back in 6 and go. That's what I look for. That car's goals are not to be the quickest, because fuck the ZR1 community. Fuck them. What the fuck do I care? Fuck Chevy guys. Fuck 60 to 130 guys. I don't care. That car's goal is I built this. I went out after a long cruise on fuel I can get at the pump, and I raced someone on the way back. Win or lose. That's the whole purpose of this build. Yeah, sure. Eventually it'll go fours back to back just to say it could. But at the end of the day, what is the biggest reason this thing's going to get used for? That. I don't want to be the fastest, the quickest. I don't care about you. I care about me. And I'm like, young Alex would have thought this was 8-year-old Alex would have been like, that guy's cool. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. And I can show you guys cool shit. That's all. Surprised the BMW didn't start cutting through traffic after that. No, he was Asian. If it was like a white guy that acts black or a brother, I would have probably been pulled over and told me to like delete the, you didn't beat me. Or if I would have recorded it, like delete the footage. Yeah, no, it's crazy. That's why the dude literally tear up after a personal best, because 97% of the time it's hell to have a race car. I have 2 street cars and I'm working on another one in my garage. After it's done, then what? What car were you working on? Insurance on 2 is already high. That's your issue. If you need more after that, then you have a personal issue you have to like figure out. I am ecstatic where I'm at. Donnie drives great. Collier's a race car. I would love to drive Collier on the street, but it needs exhaust. And then I'm like, why? I already have the GT500. I already have Donnie, and I'm going to have the Corvette. Collier could be just like a rental car, meaning for racing. A rental, do a track rental race car. I don't need to be in it. I don't care. Again, I am operating on the 80% of people that think like me, and those are most of you in the tuning queue, in the aftermarket world. But the really fast guys that have some kind of ego that want to race and run a record and be recognized for that record, there's 10 to 15% of those guys, and they're irrelevant to me. I want the 80 to 85%, not the 10 to 15%. I'd race you no matter what, and if you lose, all in fun. I agree. Let me tell you something. When we were kids, I remember watching TV shows like Chips, movies like Smokey and the Bandit, really for the cars in it. Not brand loyalist. Next goal would be a new ZR1. I'm telling you, the ZR1 is that car. Drive to the track on pump gas, run 8s, drive it back. That's the car. And a lot of you are like, well, it's out of the price range. You need to understand the technology that's in that car. But let's talk about what is most satisfying to car guys. Is it satisfying to have a car on a bench, on a chassis table, the motor out of it, the trans out of it, only to slam it together, which again, this is what really makes me crazy. Why the fuck are you slamming cars together a week before the fucking thing? And that's every racer, not just one person. Oh, I just put the final bolt in and I'm ready to make a hit. I'm like, why? And I think it's like people that enjoy being late. I'm the opposite, right? If I have a flight leaving at 8 p.m., I'm at the airport at 6 because I'm a psycho. Right? Why? I get there, I park, I check in, I go through security, I make sure, I know my gate's there, but I want to know where it is, like it's not disappearing. Okay, all right, let me go get a snack and chill out and watch YouTube videos until my flight, right? And then I'm chilling. But then there are people that are like running to the airplane as your group is being called, and you're like, oh, woo, wow. People get off on being late. I don't get off on being late. I get nervous being late. So imagine you're like, oh shit, and you're in the staging lane. You're like, okay, put this last head bolt in. Okay, we're ready to race. That's exciting. Oh, the head gasket flew off of it. Well, at least we tried. At least we tried. We tried our hardest to get there. It's not for lack of trying, or you scheduled it so badly that it shows in your performance. Most racers are last minute motherfuckers, and it blows my mind. Again, that's a trait I don't want to be around. I don't want to be around the hurry up and get it done before we're late trait. I want to be like meticulous, it's done. GT500, you know how long it took the GT500 to get to the point to be able to do what it did yesterday? Years. But it's doing what it was built to do, a fast street car. That's it. With six cars. Great show, Alex. Thanks, Amory. Have a wonderful Sunday. Thank you, CJ. So Savage Mustang Media. What's so savage about the media? What is so savage about your media? let me name a company. What do you want to name the company? I don't know, like Mustang. Savage Mustang Media. Streetcar Super Nationals that come out to Vegas in November has done Dash for Cash and qualifying every year with a bounty to get guys to turn it up to shoot for the #1 spot. I think bounties, if you really want guys to turn it up and blow it up, pay them for the quickest ET bounty. Since high school, I've wanted a Turbo Nismo. Almost 10 years later, I have the car and the turbo kit ready to install. I can't wait to go for a cruise in it. Nothing is better than getting up, washing the car and filling it up, driving the cars to coffee. That's chill here. Then catching a race on the way back and taking the long way home and enjoying a nice day. Absolutely. The sick week guys are the worst. They have unfinished builds, engines and transmissions out of the cars every 2 or 3 days before it even starts. Meanwhile, I can't get a ticket and the car's been done for years, says Bauer Performance. There's a reason why betting culture and racing culture coincide with each other. And I don't subscribe to betting culture. And you need to understand, we are living in the Biff timeline. That's right. We're living in the Biff timeline. No, not Biffle. Biff from Back to the Future. This is it. Remember the movie Back to the Future? Right? Marty would get up, then he'd, go skateboarding around downtown. Oh, look at that Toyota truck. So cool. Hang out with his girlfriend. Everything was cool, right? Then, the alternate future where Biff goes back in time and bets and wins everything because he knew the outcomes before they were going to happen. Then he fast forwards into that future and he's like, Casino Biff, Biff this. The neighborhoods are shit. Everyone's betting. Everyone's a piece of shit. Big titties everywhere. Fake asses. Fake lips. We are living in the alternate Back to the Future timeline where Biff went back in time and won in betting. We are in a betting culture where a degenerates, everyone is on drugs, weed. Weed is normal now. There's dispensaries on every fucking corner. Everyone's betting at the line. Betting is everything. Kalshi, they're betting whether President Trump's gonna, finish his term. They're betting whether it's so fucking stupid. We are literally in the Biff timeline. So yeah, just got to understand that and navigate it properly. People running to the plane like it's Home Alone. Well, the normalizing of bad behavior under the banner that's racing is the reason I don't subscribe to racing. Oh, racing is giving me a fucked up built motor and like taking it out 15 times and sending it to you again, only to trust for you to have it done again. I'm good. Being late to the track, being late on the build, like slamming parts together before you go to an event, cool. Betting at the line, cool. Fucking with other people's cars, cool. If that's what racing is, that's racing, Alex, then I simply don't subscribe to racing. I took it took quarter of a Turvey header worth of time, years. Turvey is interesting because he is not even in the game, but he thinks he's in the game. Like he is welding his own, exhaust. And like when guys go out of their way to do pie cut stuff, again, why? Like when I open the hood and I see pie cut, I go, "Oh, that was unnecessary." When it comes to mandrel bending is like a thing, right? Like there's a way of like not kinking pipes and making smooth turns and transitions. But when I see someone pie cut something that could have literally been a 45, let me pie cut that. Why? Well, I don't know. I saw Jesse James do it back in like the Monster Garage builds and I thought it was cool. Yeah, but like, why? And they don't know the answer to why. They just go, I thought it was cool. Just say unnecessary, but cool. And we'd understand. What are you looking at, butthead? Sick week guys standing heads on concrete at racetrack gas stations parking lot is cringe. Sick week guys sanding heads. Yo, do you have a link to that before we leave? Do you have a link to sick week guys sanding heads on concrete at racetrack gas station parking lot is cringe. Have you seen Born to Run street racing movie? Yes, with Richard Grieco. It was terrible, but it unfortunately, that's exactly how racing was. Amy and Alex, I agree. The Biff timeline makes the most sense. We are living in the Biff timeline. My buddy is blown away that all I want is 800 horsepower crank, not 800 or 1,000 wheel. My car is strictly street car. Sorry, I like having cool seats, buddy. Alex, you're absolutely right. I'm very young, 40, but goddamn, everything is fucking gambling. This used to be taboo, frowned upon and gated. Now it's on CNN, right? You're watching Fox News, right? And it's like Christ Fellowship of the Church, wants to send money to kids in Africa. Dial here to help. Next commercial. Do you like gambling? Do you like being a degenerate fuckface and doing it while you're high? Well, simply go to this website, order your weed, order your gummies, boner pills, and you can gamble at the same time. Gambling, weed, and boners. And I'm like, what the fuck? What happened in the last 6 years? Gambling, weed, and boners? Blue Chew, gambling, get high, gummies. The fuck happened? I'm out. I'm good. Beautiful day for a cruise. Might take the A1A drive to Poppy Trump's crib today. Do it. And then drive down Palm Beach Island and see billionaires' homes. Good time. At 25 years old, I'm proud to say I've never bet money, done drugs. I'm generally a good person and people think I'm weird. Nope. You are ahead of the curve. You are clear-minded, clear-headed. You know what you want, and you know what you don't want. People that smoke weed don't know what they want. People that gamble don't know what they want because you're gambling. You're leaving it up to chance because you think you're going to game the system somehow. You're smoking weed because you're bored, you're confused, or you want to think differently. No, you are on the right path because you're clear-minded. And I want to be around those people that are also clear-minded, highly what do you call it? What's the not functional, because functional doesn't make sense, but they're motivated. They get shit done. They're productive. They're highly productive individuals. I want to be around highly productive individuals. If you gamble or you're addicted or you have this racing hypnosis, I don't want to be in your wavelength, not because you're a bad person, because you're going to drag me down with you. And I don't want that. I want to be like happy. And I'm happy right now where I'm at. I make money doing this. You guys see some kind of entertainment out of it. Patreon, we fuck around there. We do giveaways. We set up events. We help people with their issues. And this and what else? And YouTube, like the videos, maybe you get some, I didn't know that could happen, or I didn't know Alex did this. You get some entertainment, me building cars and maybe doing some 60 to 130 stuff for street cruising or whatever. Like, I'm extremely fulfilled in life. A lot of people want me to like buy a house. For what? So that you could see me showing off the money you guys provide for me? That's goofy. This is a 2-2 with 5 garages. Okay, like if you think that's not good enough for you, then you might have something else going on. Put dick magnets on other people's cars. That's racing. There's a meme talking about a car guy and that damn dream car becomes a chore to take it out because it's all gutted and loud as fuck. After buying a few lotto scratchers and losing every penny I won, I was done with gambling. Enlightened. There are people that are enlightened and highly productive. And get out of that fog. Because eventually you're going to sit around and ask yourself that question, why? Greg Walls is probably doing it because he's highly competitive and he can. And he has to get rid of the money that the mob gave him for burying bodies. No big deal. I get it. Like if the mob was giving me $100K a pop to like grind up an individual that didn't pay me, and I could just lay him out in someone's asphalt, it's all good. I'm like, I got $300,000 burning a hole in my pocket. Let's go racing. I've had people get mad at me because I don't want to go to the bar because I rarely drink. Fuck them. They're hiding something. You're good. Same thing, your meters are here. I'm 23 and I still broke trying to make my way up. Idiocracy is where we are going for sure. We are currently in the Biff timeline. We are heading towards idiocracy where we sit in a chair and the chair provides everything. It's your shitter, it's your feeder, it's your information, and it's your pleasure. So there's a jerk off insert, there's a toilet you're sitting on, you're sucking on butter, and you're watching 800 channels at the same time, and every channel has sponsors around it, similar to what I'm starting to do over here. All this... Stop that. The disclaimer, if you think you're gambling... Yeah, exactly. If you think you have a gambling problem, call this number. By the way, Kalshi is betting on the fact that, is Duke going to win? Is Duke going to win the... Did you fill out a bracket? Did you fill out a bracket, you fucking loser? Did you say, yeah, let me fill out a bracket and give you $30? I filled out 3 brackets. Here's $30. Well, Gonzaga's really strong against the... historically, Duke has been the... I drove by my University of Miami, so I really like Miami. Fuck out of here. I bet my lunch that Craig Walls has lots of, what the fuck am I doing in my life? He's just sitting there going, why am I racing? And you know what's funny, right? Until you hear it from someone else, it doesn't even enter your brain. See, if you're surrounded by degenerate, gambling, douchebag people that are in the cult of racing, then that's all you're going to hear, and that's what you're going to subscribe to. And, these are my peers. I want to impress my peers. And then you hear some dumbass like me that is generally happy, in decent shape, because I'm in decent shape. I know it. And I drive my street cars around and have a good old time and make okay money. You're like, oh, that fucking guy seems okay. He doesn't seem stressed the fuck out. Big old gut on him. Black hoodie wearing. Looking like he's dying type motherfucker. He seems okay. And I'm like, yeah, things are good. Sarcasm. Can we name Craig Walls the body chipper? Ah, that'd be funny. Side note, Maya Rudolph was soon hot in Idiocracy. Was so hot? Wow, that so hot became Son Hotnin? Jesus, how did that happen? Crazy stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. So today we talked about Peter Blog yelling into the microphone for the first 10, 15 minutes. Good for him. It's his event. He could do whatever the fuck he wants. He's a grown-ass man. I just, not my thing. So a bounty was set up on a qualifying pass, and White Rice went 5-9-0 at TX2K during the 6th round of qualifying yesterday. Congrats to him. Congrats to the whole team. Not sure if Head Games is involved. Good for them. Good for everybody. And then we kind of like went off on this tangent of like bracket racing. People calling bracket racing gay, but then saying that Little Gangsters is badass. And I'm like, so bracket racing? And then they're getting mad that bracket racers are entering bracket racing and being better than the no prep guys is really interesting. And then we talked about why do you race and that whole situation. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to work on my ZR1. I'm going to edit a video, and I'll be back on tonight doing a dating channel live stream on the other channel, and we'll hang out then. Have a good rest of your Sunday. Good luck to everyone competing at TX2K. Be safe, and hopefully everyone comes out okay. The weather seems to be favorable, hot, but favorable, so you should be seeing uninterrupted racing if you're into that type of thing. I'm going to live my life and just do my own thing and entertain the people, and then I'll be back on tonight to talk to you guys about dating bullshit. Have a good rest of your day, guys. I'll see you guys tonight or the rest of you Tuesday for Talking Shit Tuesday.